going on, everyone? Welcome to the RabidMining YouTube channel, and today I kind of want to talk about the Ethereum Classic hash rate. It's at an all-time high, but how is our profits currently looking on it? So I have been mining for the past, I guess, couple months of ETC with these two mini miners right here. So this is the Ipollo Mini Classic Plus, and this is the Ipollo Mini Classic. They're strictly only for Ethereum Classic with the 3.6 gigabytes of memory, I believe, in it, which is good till sometime 2024 or so. But they are more efficient than any GPU out there. I think I'm around 420, 430 mega hash, and I'm only using like 380 watts at the wall between the two. So as you can see, you know, a GPU cannot match the efficiency. Now there is a lot more efficient hardware out there, like the Jazz miners and whatnot, but you know, these are nice quiet home miners. But the main thing here is, how has the profitability looked since Ethereum Classic hit its all-time high in hash rate? And it's only going to get larger once the merge goes through. So either you've been mining for a while and you understand how the whole network difficulty and hash rate works, or maybe you're new, and I'm going to kind of explain to you how this works, because some people don't quite understand how network difficulty and everything plays an effect. There's still people that don't understand, like, why is the profitability going to go down on Flux or Ergo, you know, after the merge when more miners come in? Won't it just mine more coins per day? No, the difficulty is going to skyrocket, and that's what I'm going to kind of explain to you guys right now. So we're on the topic of Ethereum Classic. This works for every coin. Every coin has different time frames and how that difficulty does adjust. ETC, Ethereum, it's all fairly fast, but this is how it works. So as more hash rate comes in and hits the coin, the same amount of coins are always going to be mined, because there's about a 13-second block time. Now as more hash rate comes in, blocks will be found a little bit faster, but then the difficulty will pick up, and then it drops the block time back to 13 seconds where it should be. So because there's more hash rate coming in, but the block times is always remaining the same or as close to it as it can, that means it makes it less rewards and less yields to more and more miners as they grow on to each individual miner on the network. So more hash rate, higher difficulty, less rewards are being distributed between each miner dependent on their hash power. So with that being said, before the 5 gigabyte DAG came into play and we've seen these miners come on, we're sitting at about 32 terahash on the network. Now I was mining, I set a weekly payout on ETC. I don't really check ETC too often. I just check it every couple of weeks, and then I readjust my weekly payout based on what I'll be getting for the week on what the pool suggests to me. So I was about 1.4 ETC per week with about 420 mega hash here. I did notice it was taking a little bit longer, you know, like the next day or something to get my payout. So I went in to adjust it. Actually, I went in today to actually look at it to see, you know, what's everything looking like. And I did notice I went from 1.4 per week. That's about 0.2 per day. Currently, now I am at 1.1616 per week and 0.1657 per day. Now that puts me at a loss of about 0.035 per day, or 0.24 per week. Now you might be like, what's going on here? So let's run the numbers, do the math, and that is only about 17.5% of a drop. Now you can look at the price, you can look at whatever and say, oh, but I may be losing a lot more. You know, the price has gone down since the 5 gigabytes. So if you're looking at your total fiat value, then yes, your price might look a little lower. But in terms of yields, which is what the difficulty does determine, we only lost about 17.5% in profit. So really, we're not really down that much, and the profitability is still looking pretty decent on Ethereum Classic. Now with that in mind, I am predicting the hash rate to pick up on Ethereum Classic a little bit more, possibly tomorrow, or, you know, it might even be today at the time of viewing this video, or in about 4 days, because the Jazz miners, the 520 mega hash versions, they are slowly dropping hash rate as each epoch goes by. As each epoch goes by, the memory does get larger on Ethereum, and they are losing hash rate. I believe just a few days ago it was about 506 mega hash. Now I'm down to about 454 or something. and then it's just going to lose more. It looked like last time from the last epoch, which happens every 4 days, I lose about 50 mega hash. So we're going to be down to about 400 mega hash, you know, tomorrow or so, or today, depending when this video releases. And then 4 days after that, we could be down to like 350 or something if it keeps following the 50 mega hash. Eventually, it will make Ethereum Classic more profitable than Ethereum to mine. Once that does happen, we are going to see Jazz Miner switch, because I know I will. If it's more profitable, move to ETC because that hash rate fell off, then obviously I'm going to move to ETC. I mine whatever makes me the most amount of money. Now, because they're still on Ethereum, it's due to the fact that they are so efficient. They're such efficient machines, but you know, they are falling off, and eventually we only have like 10 to maybe 16 days left, and then there will no longer even be Ethereum mining. At that point, it is game on. And what do I mean by game on? You know, the crypto mining game really begins, because it's going to be absolute rodeo chaos once all the hash rate floods Ethereum Classic, Flux, Ergo. You know, looking at what to mine right now, it is definitely not going to look like that once the merge goes through. So it's definitely going to be some head shaking, head scratching, contemplating what to do with our rigs. You're probably not even going to be able to sell them unless you give them away. But you know what? The future is going to be absolutely insane and crazy. All right, guys, so I'm over here at What to Mine. I plugged in 430 mega hash at 380 watts for both Ethash and Ethash 4G. I'm not sure if just 4G brings up all the other coins, but I just wanted to make sure all the other Ethash algorithms were here. Now, I can't confirm if these little Ipollos can mine any of these other coins yet. I have been talking to Ipollo, and they said firmware is supposed to come that does open up the ability to mine these other coins, but I have not looked into any of these coins. I do not know what the DAG size or anything is. We need something lower than 3.6, so some of these might be higher. You know, most may be lower, but I don't really know until we actually try it and wait for that firmware and everything else to release from Ipollo. But in the meantime, no, some of these other coins are looking not too bad. I did say earlier, you can't come to What to Mine and expect this to happen, but you ask anyone out there, what are you going to mine after the merge? And everyone's saying the same things, you know, Ravencoin, Ergo, Flux, Neoxa. But, you know, those coins are not going to be profitable. Bottom line, they're going to be in the negatives once all the hash rate hits, and no coin can support the hash rate. And neither can any of these. But, you know, maybe it's a strategy. If I ask you what to mine, you say, oh, I'm going to mine Ergo. And, you know, in the background, like, no, I'm not. I'm really going to be mining Metaverse because nobody talks about it. No one even knows it exists. You know, it's in the back end. I'm going to mine that because no one else will be on it. That could be a good strategy. Mining coins no one knows about. That's probably a thing. Well, everyone knows about these. It is on What to Mine, but no one's really talked about it. Everyone's fighting over the next go-to coin, the top 4, top 5 coins. None of these coins are going to be a go-to at all. It's definitely going to come down to miners quitting to see that difficulty drop. So it's going to be interesting times. I just wanted to come here and look at the other available coins once firmware allegedly unlocks for it, for some more potential possibilities. Also, I believe Conflux is looking to swap their algorithm into Ethash. So if that happens, that's one less GPU mineable coin, because it will be ASIC dominated until we see price gains across, you know, majority of these crypto coins to absorb and soak up this hash rate. Anyway, guys, hopefully this video brought some insight on how Ethereum Classic current profitability is looking. I'm okay with it. It's still looking very, very good, but the future is still undetermined. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.